Hello, everyone. It is Wednesday, I tell you. It is. I checked. The 18th of May. Like, what month are we in here? What month are we in? We're in May. How are you today? What are you grateful for today? Tell me about your day and what and especially you, yes, you, tell me what you're grateful for today. The sun is shining. It's been a busy day. Hey, Dell and Dazzle are here. Dazzle and the pets of resale. It is treat time. Treat time, I tell you, Dazzle. What is happening in everybody's world? How are you today? It was a nice day. It was a better day to fly. Much better than Monday. Monday was an awful day to fly. Hey, Adele. You'll appreciate the travel woes of Monday was awful. Hey, Kitty, how are you? Thinking of Dave tonight. Hearts out to you on Dave's birthday. What is everybody else grateful for? I'm grateful on you, Dave. Rainy day. That means I've got rain in my future, Adele. I don't like that. That means you're gonna send me the rain. We had the sun out today. It was nice. Actually, I'm grateful. I had lunch with Rebecca today. So we had lunch together. We went out for lunch, which was nice. That was a nice treat. I got back early, on an earlier flight, and that was nice from my quick trip to DC. Ooh. Okay, well, Kitty, you can send me your weather. Adele, send your weather someplace else. Send your weather someplace else. Don't send it my way. Hey, Florida Angie, how are you? Great to have you here tonight. We are broadcasting on both Facebook and YouTube tonight. If you have any problems with Facebook, hop right on over to YouTube. Cassandra has the link there for you in the show comments. Thank you. Let's get started tonight because I got a lot to cover and I'm hungry. And this is in between me and dinner tonight. So you know what I'm going to end with. You know the ending here tonight. We're going to start tonight with the Stay Positive book. That is how we start every night. Tonight we are on page 74. When you believe, the impossible becomes possible. What you believe will become what is true. Your optimism today will determine your level of success tomorrow. Don't look at your challenges. Look up and look to the future. Don't focus on your circumstances. Focus on the right beliefs that will help you build your success. It all starts up here, people. It all starts up here. That is where it all starts. It is. There is so much going on. So much going on. Consumers are going to spend on dad, according to our friends at the National Retail Federation. Consumers plan to spend about $20 billion on dad this Father's Day. Roughly on par, just slightly below, slightly above last year, but people are spending on dad. Spending will average $171.79. $171 my peanut gallery is going to spend on me. I better give them $400 if I'm going to get $171 spent on me from my peanut gallery. Inflation or something like that. Which is what's causing problems. So this is interesting, with what's happening in the retail scene right now and inflation. There's a lot of things happening, actually. Both Walmart and Target earnings have plunged amid their unusually high costs. Target, grew its sales, but its bottom line, it took a big hit, and so did Walmart's, as freight and transportation costs are coming in much higher. Um, you know, and Walmart even had a labor issue where their systems weren't scheduling people properly, so they were overscheduling and they were overstaffed, and that was rising the cost. Hey, Rose, great to have you here from Florida. So, their revenue was up 4%, and same store sale increases on average were 3.3%, which was good. Order pickup, so order online, pickup in store is continuing to rise, which is good. And some of their other issues dealt with inventory arriving too early or too late. So not the right inventory at the right time for the customer. So, and I'm curious to see what Costco reports for sales when they report for sales. I say this because having been in Costco a bunch recently, I have seen them just putting out winter stuff. Whether that's winter boots or Christmas decorations or just random displays of things because it's there and they got it and they just want to keep it moving. And they have not been discounting it. It has not been on sale. So, so it'll be interesting to see, excuse me, how that goes. While we're talking, pricing and inflation, Old Navy announced that they will not increase the prices on children's clothing. Okay, they will not increase the prices on children's clothing until after the back to school season. So they are looking at the back to school season as a key moment and a key metric, and they don't want to disrupt that or disrupt families' budgets on that. So that was a very interesting take by Old Navy and a very interesting strategy. But they said to fully expect it to go up after that. But that also tells you that Old Navy is raising the prices on everything else right now. So they're raising the prices on everything else, but they're holding back on kids' clothes till after the back to school season. Hey, Carrie, how are you? Great to have you here. We got a Florida night going on here. There's a lot of people from Florida tonight. Yes, the new stores are empty, Kitty. The traditional retail stores are empty, or they're filled with the wrong merchandise. And we do not have a supply problem. You only have a supply problem because I have worked with stores that are, but they don't realize it. Okay, if you didn't, there are stores that are not hitting their numbers for enough inventory in their stores, and if they're not working their inventory, their incoming inventory, it is an issue. And I've worked with several stores that aren't where they want to be for sales numbers, and it's an inventory problem. But it's a quickly, because we don't have a huge supply chain problem, it's a quickly fixable problem. It is a problem that can be fixed quite easily by ramping up incoming, and we are seeing results from stores that I've been working with one-on-one on that. Yes, all of a sudden you have all those empty hangers in the back room, Rose, when you have a supply chain problem. I love it. I love how all of a sudden you realize it. That's great. In the April retail sales numbers that are out, retail sales rose 0.9% in April from March, and we're up 6.4% year over year, according to our friends at the National Retail Federation. The categories by category, online and other non-store sales were up 2.1%. Clothing and accessory sales stores were up 0.8%. Health and personal care, 0.7. Furniture and home furnishings, 0.7. Building materials and garden supply stores were down 0.1% in April, and sporting goods were down 0.5%, 0.5%. So a lot of overall good news there in April sales. First year in 10 that you had to buy hangers. We have an abundance right now of hangers, but it's because of our shift in processing, and what we've been able to accomplish in getting things processed quicker has actually resulted in an abundance of hangers. But that's, it's again a good problem to have for in our world. But that is a thing. Wayfair, which is hurting with its lack of sales, and more importantly, its lack of profitability, is freezing its corporate hiring. It's freezing and it's cut other jobs, and that is putting various tax break agreements that they had in place in jeopardy. They had these tax breaks that were based on hiring, and now they are freezing jobs or eliminating jobs. So they are, it's hard to do direct to consumer, and it's hard to do it profitably, when you can't spend like they've been spending. So, and they are not profitable. So, other than a couple of quarters during the early days of the pandemic, Wayfair has not been profitable because their customer acquisition costs are too high, their delivery costs are too high, their return logistics costs are too high. So it is an unsustainable business model at this point. They haven't figured out the right mix there. Our quote from Simon tonight: rule books tell people what to do. Frameworks guide people on how to act. Rule books insist on discipline. Frameworks allow for creativity. Think about that for a second. Rule books tell people what to do. Frameworks guide people on how to act. Rule books insist on discipline. Frameworks allow for creativity. There's been a lot of talk about price gouging in the news. So if you've caught any news, there's been a lot of talk about price gouging. And at the state and federal level, there's been a lot of talk about it. And our friends in Congress are taking up the discussion. And our friends at the National Retail Federation have chimed in on that, on price gouging, and the House Judiciary Committee subcommittee on antitrust held a hearing on price gouging. And National Retail Federation sent a letter to the members of the committee raising concern with federal price gouging legislation that is working its way through Congress. While the National Retail Federation supports efforts to rid the marketplace of bad actors who fraudulently set excessive prices during emergency periods, the letter called out that nearly 40 states already have laws addressing this type of fraudulent behavior that are narrowly focused. By contrast, the National Retail Federation is concerned that the federal legislation being proposed is not properly tailored to avoid inadvertently covering legitimate retail businesses who are setting prices lawfully to serve their customers during a period where prices generally have risen due to well-documented supply and inflation factors. Yes, there are real reasons why costs are going up. And part of the administration, the Biden administration's look at this is that, they're looking at profits of companies, and they're trying to have it both ways. They want to tax the profits. They want them to be profitable and tax the profits so that the government gets its fair share. But they also are saying that that's leading to inflation, and that it is inflationary, that they're protecting their profit margins or working on their profit margins during this. So they're trying to have it both ways, depending on who they're talking to. It is a real interesting tightrope that they're walking with this. The reality is the costs of doing business are high right now, and it's not going to get better quickly. It is going to get better. I really believe we will get price stability back in the market. But there are so many broken parts of the markets right now and the whole supply chain that it is going to take some time, and it has already taken longer than anybody thought, but it's going to take way longer than that. Yet again, till we have true price stability, true inflation under control, the whole supply chain under control. A lot of people thought this year we'd get the supply chain under control, but with China doing mass shutdowns of cities and everything, that isn't going to happen. So there are a lot of challenges and headwinds ahead for the economy. So know that, be aware of that. But there's good things too. One Piece outfits are winning influential fans. One Piece outfits, variously called unitards, jumpsuits, and rompers, are surging in popularity with Gen Z and young millennials. Social media influencers are fueling this trend in posts showing how to style one-piece outfits from retailers in brands including Aritzia, Alo Yoga, and Corral. So one-piece outfits are in now. Are you stocking the one piece? Do you have any unitards or jumpsuits or rompers? Are you seeing that in your stores? And are you saying yes to more of them so that you can fulfill this trend and satisfy these shoppers? So keep that in mind. The one piece is in. I don't know what I could wear as a one piece, but tights, I guess. I don't know. Superhero tights. I don't know. I'll have to see what they have in my size. I'll have to see what they have in my size. Got a couple other things here for you tonight. There's just been so much going on. Shopify is making changes in June. If you missed this notice, if you take PayPal on your Shopify site, they're going to start charging you Shopify fees for that starting in June. Shopify charges that if you take payments from anybody else right now, but they haven't charged for PayPal. And starting the middle of June, they are going to be charging. If you take PayPal, you're going to get also a Shopify fee in addition to the PayPal fees. Yes, you've been selling. All right. Rose has been selling the one-piece outfits. So I just want you to be aware of it. There's nothing you can do about it. I still strongly recommend taking PayPal, having lots of options for your customers on your website. Okay, having PayPal, Amazon Pay, anything that they can just sign in with so that they don't have to look up their login or get out their credit card. Anything that they can do that with is a win. So yes, it may cost you a little more to take it with the changes that Shopify is making, but making it easy for your customers is really the key there. So that is the key. Did I not print page 2, or did I do something with page 2 of this? I must have lost the page. I lost a page, but that's okay. I remember the gist of it. $212,000. $212,000. What can you do with $212,000? Better question is, how can you get $212,000? $212,000 in retail. Where are you going to find that? Walmart is trying to make the case with college graduates that they have a retail training accelerator program where they are going to fast track you as a college graduate from college graduate to Walmart store manager in a couple of years to making $212,000. That is what they are trying to say. to college graduates that you could be making $212,000 in a couple of years. It is an interesting sales pitch. I am guessing the flame out or burnout rate on that is pretty high. I'm guessing that only a very, very small percentage make it to that and make that salary, but Walmart is trying to fill its pipeline of staff. So I am sure they will find some suckers that are graduating to take them up on that. And I mean that lightheartedly because Walmart does have a good career path, but selling people on a $212,000 salary, and that you can do it in a 40-hour week. That's not what a Walmart manager does. That's not there's limited stores that are going to get into that. There's a lot of lack of realistic. You're selling the overly high end on that. So, but Walmart does have a good retail training program, but it is intense and it is time consuming. So they're trying to condense that some and accelerate that some. I don't know that Walmart is really adaptable to that, to really accelerating people's drive up. But, we'll see what happens to that. The other night, we talked about the employee retention credit. Retention credit, which is something we have talked about a lot on the program. What I haven't talked about much, because it really didn't apply, is there's actually, there is a instance where a new business can actually get some of the employee retention credit. And what do I mean by a new business? If your business was established after February 15th, 2020, now that is the key date that was used for a lot of government grant programs, February 15th, 2020. If your business was established after that date, okay, you can qualify in the third quarter of 2020 for the employee retention credit of, the third quarter of 2021 you would qualify for your employees, up to $7,000 per employee for on their first $10,000 in wages in that quarter, up to a maximum of, I want to say, $50,000. So you can get back up to $50,000 in payroll if you are a new business through the employee retention tax credit for the third quarter of 2021. So if you are a newer business, if you know a newer business, this is something that they are eligible for. It doesn't have the same threshold for being down. It doesn't have, no, you can't buy a boat with it. You can't buy a boat, and you're not a new business. But you might know a new business, Kurt. You might know somebody that started a new business that was crazy enough to start a new business during the pandemic, okay, and is doing that. So they are eligible for that. And it's something that is even more forgotten than the employee retention credit itself. It's real money. So it is there to help businesses that were crazy enough to open during the pandemic and start a business. You are eligible for that. And so it is a pretty wide swath. And we know that a lot of new businesses started. Whether they have the employees to take advantage of that or not, I can't, only you would know. But that is significant. That is real, and it is significant. So take that to the bank, not to the boat business. Take that to the bank and not the boat business. But it's great to have the Welties here tonight. You know what else is great? This video and everything I talk about. This video and everything I talk about goes over to nards.org/resalestrong by noon the next day. Noon, I tell you, all the files, all the links, including a direct link to the YouTube channel. You're not alone running this store, where you can like, comment, subscribe, and oh yes, you can ring the bell so you know when another one drops. You can also share it with all your friends in business, the butcher, the baker, the candlestick maker, so we can help everybody continue to thrive and grow their way out of this. I'm here every Sunday and Wednesday at more 8 than ish, Sunday and Wednesday at more 8 than ish. But if you have a question in between, just email me, Neil, Neil, at ECIstores.com, Neil, at ECIstores.com. We start this program every night with the Stay Positive book. The Stay Positive book is how we start this program every night. Tonight we're on page 74. When you believe the impossible becomes possible, what you believe will become what is true. Your optimism today will determine your level of success tomorrow. Don't look at your challenges. Look up and look to the future. Don't focus on your circumstances. Focus on the right beliefs that will help you build your success. Positive energy is like muscle. The more you use it, the stronger it gets. The stronger it gets, the more powerful you become. Repetition is the key, and the more you focus on positive energy, the more it becomes your natural state. It's not your goals that will lead to your success, but your commitment to the process. Boom! Boom! Your commitment. You are committed. Ladies and gentlemen, I am Neil Abramson. I do like a good party, a wedding, a bar mitzvah, a Nards conference in person. I mean, we got to be at like 21 days, 22 days, something like that. I didn't update my count today, but we're almost, the next time we meet, it should be under 20. That's crazy. I guess I better work on my handout. Adele's going to be looking for that soon. But we will party in person. I hope you've registered. I can't wait to see you there. But until then, and until Sunday at more 8 than ish, know that you, but most importantly you, yes, you're not alone running this store. Have a great night, everybody. I will see you on Sunday.